Alright, I recorded an intro and it just isn't there anymore. So here is my new friend, Mr. Only Combat. I just had an idea and I kind of wanted to play around with it and I thought it could be fun. A good filler while GuildyLocked is in the final stretch of its farming grind and basically tail end of the series. So Mr. Only Combat, his rules as his Iron Man self are going to be only combat skills are allowed. That's going to be HP, attack, strength, defense, ranged, prayer, magic. I'm also allowing Slayer. That is going to be the only, I guess, quote-unquote skill we're allowed. Because with that, there's going to be no other non-combat skills allowed to be trained. We got super griefed on Tutorial Island. We almost got that cooking level, thank goodness. But no skills, also no quests, so that's going to be really difficult. We're going to have to figure out how to get potions. We're also going to have to figure out how to get potions without the grubby chest, because we can't get that with no non-combat skills. So that's going to be fun. I also have another one, no shops, so I can't purchase items from shops, no food shops, no weapon shops, which is kind of I'm realizing is kind of like a bastard thing, because I can't sell anything for money, and when there's no shops, I don't really need anything for money, especially if I don't need to train non-combat skills. Basically, we're just going off of monster drops here. Another thing we are allowed, though, is ground items. Ground items, I'm going to need some food, and it's basically going to be uncooked potatoes that are growing all around Gielinor. Or maybe if they have tomatoes or onions, I know of, cabbage, what have you. That is going to be my early game food until monsters start dropping like tuna, lobster, other shit like that. But yeah, I'm really glad I didn't train any of my skills before I started this and found out that my intro was just gone. But these are basically the only items that I kept from Tutorial Island. And I guess it's time to train. I mean, I'm just going to... How much of this early game do you need to see? It's going to be whatever. I also, from my main, gave this account a bond. So I do have that in the back pocket when I feel it's time to start Slayer. But I don't think it's time, or I don't think it's needed of me to be a member right now. So, that out of the way, 3 minutes. That's a much better, concise intro than I had before. I might start training ranged, because if I train early Slayer and I get a cave crawler task, I'm kind of screwed with melee, because I probably will not have access to an anti-poison. Oh wait, right outside Castle Wars. Never mind, we're good. Okay, I love you guys. Bye. I've got an update on Mr. Only Combat over here. He's 30 based melee, and also I got to 39 prayer at the Chaos Altar before I finally got PK'd for, of course, a full inventory of bones that would have gotten me 40. But another couple things I wanted to mention is that I know I said no shops, but anything that can be purchased basically through trade option or dialogue option is allowed. Another thing too, Slayer shop, that kind of a given. That's the only shop I'm allowed to purchase items out of, and also yeah, can use the rewards for that. I am also allowing like mini games like pest control or barbarian assault, anything basically where I don't have, where it's like a combat mini game. Those are the two that come to mind. I'm going to be using the rewards interface. Like, is that a shop? Like, maybe, I don't know. Mr. Only Combat wanted to show off his new weapon over here, and also had another little present for you. Murder. No, but another base 40 melee update and rune scimitar. Ooh. I have to go finish this clue scroll, but first we gotta cast this beautiful teleport to Varrock. You guys can see just how long I have to wait until I'm able to do anything in this game. By the way, if you didn't believe that I needed a new computer before, maybe that will give you a little insight, because now look at this, I can still barely touch anything. 42 magic. That's not all. I have 42 in all of my combat stats, if not higher. That means it's time for pest control. So I'm going to be right back, with these clues. That's going to be another little clippy bit. I'm at my precious West Bank blue rug. Got a lamp while I was finishing that clue. Always putting it on prayer. I just figured that's probably like the best one to do. Like, Slayer's like easy enough to get up. Maybe if I like need to, I can do that. But I think prayer is the most useful because it's like the most tedious to train. But other than that, let's start with this garbage beginner. Best thing I can get is boots, but wizard top and a black robe. That's so sick. I have literally all these items right there. Easy number one. Law runes are good. Ooh, black plate body. Interesting. Glad I got two of those. Ooh, that's actually decent, and so is that. I so wish it was an amulet of strength, but I'll definitely take this amulet of magic. Oh, where was this when I was training magic just now? These are all the runes I have left, by the way. I killed so many dark wizards. But yeah, that's a piece of prayer gear. Honestly, that's really good for this account. Anything, like, it sucks that it's like a leg piece because I can't wear it with Void. Because that's my next goal, by the way. If I didn't mention that, it's going to be pest control. Probably going to end the episode with that when I get my first Void set or Void set. I don't know. But I have the stats to wield it. Have the stats to wear it. Let's go get it, I guess. Okay, these 450 points get me my full set, so I'm very happy about that. I need the top. The top. Don't mess this up. The top, that's what I need, the top. And I'm lagging again. Boom. First elite task, by the way. What a setup for Void. Rune Simi, black square shield, boom. Alright, I got my full set of melee Void. This is a pretty decent, set of armor. It's going to be mostly my main armor for the foreseeable future. Now I just need to get the other two helms. That should not take too long now that I actually am going to have slightly better DPS. So I'm happy about that. And I'm going to go back to playing pest control. 13 total kills to get both of the amulets I was missing. The defense and the strength. It feels so good to have that. I already have an amulet of magic, so I did not need to stay for that one. Don't think I'll ever really need the defense Ammy. Like, maybe later. But right now, the strength is all that matters. I'm also 65 attack, 65 strength, so it is defender time, baby. I know everyone, including myself, is so ready for that grind. But, yeah, Amulet of Strength acquired. It feels good to have a piece of jewelry on the account that gives us a really good buff. Just got the Rune Defender at 464 kill count, so that is nice to see. Got a little unlucky towards the end. Next to go is the Dragon, and I think this episode's going to be done after that, because this is a lot of progress, honestly, for the first episode, getting full Void and Dragon Defender. So, yeah, let me go try to grab that. Hopefully these 70 minutes can do it, and yeah, bye. Alright, gang, as you can see in my hand is the Dragon Defender. Very happy I finally got that. I feel like I can really start Slayer now. That is, however, going to be in the next episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. But first, before I do that, I did want to do a little tweak to the rules. Now, I previously mentioned no shops, but I think I'm going to go back on that and allow myself access to both of these shops, Lidio and Lily. I am getting real sick of flicking every single monster. And, I guess you can argue, well, that's where the challenge comes in. It is, like, the least fun part for me, okay? Like, I don't mind doing it, if I'm fighting a big monster, or if I have a Slayer task, and it's a really hard monster, that's fine. But Void isn't the strongest armor, and I just need food, Like, I really just need food so I can kind of tank a little bit, give my fucking clicking a rest. I'm so sick of doing this, for just hours, every hour just doing that. So I'm only going to be able to buy food and potion at these shops, I guess, specifically. And the reason I'm doing that too is this guild is centered around combat. And seeing as my name is Mr. Only Combat is going to be shopping and dipping his little fucking sticky fingers into their pockets, metaphorically speaking, of course, and buying food from there. That is it. Also, Slayer Shop, I'm going to need that, so that kind of goes without saying. But this is the end of the episode. I do want to thank everybody that watched. I know it was kind of a different video because I just kind of got things and was like, look at me now. Now look at me. Now look at this drop. But it was, did you really want to see beginning game combat training with no quests to speed that up? I don't think you did. So we jumped right to pest control, got my void, jumped here. These are the stats. They're looking pretty good. Honestly, I forgot the Cyclopses dropped black knives. That's really good for future range. That'll probably at least get me to 50, I would like to imagine. So that's cool. I'm still struggling on magic. I'm very grateful I got that to 42, but that's generally where it's going to stay for a minute until we can get some more runes. So these two shops unlocked. Slayer Shop, only 3 shops I'm allowed to purchase items from, I guess, and sell, but I'm not going to be selling my food, potions, or Slayer gear back to them. So yeah, this is what happens when I do an outro and I'm high. It just goes all over the place, which is great. But, end of the episode, I'm going to do my little spew. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate anybody that took the time out of the day to watch this. If you did like the video, consider giving it a like, me a subscription. Honestly, if anything, it's only really going to get these videos out sooner because then I actually know people want to watch it, 1, and 2, all this work and effort doesn't just go down the drain. So, yeah. Mr. Only Combat signing out for episode 1. Join me back in episode 2 where we really start the Slayer grind.